Hey, grade 11. So I just wanted to run through this graphic organizer I made for you for the internal assessment, just in case you have any questions about how to use it. So we're using the research cycle, which is just one path that you can use to help organize your research. So what we're doing right now is just these first two circles, tuning in and then getting organized. So the big point of tuning in is it's just about getting some background information about your topic, exploring some ideas, seeing what you're interested in, and then getting organized is about formulating your research question and then developing an action plan for what you'll do. So I've organized it like this. This first section is about identifying your prior knowledge. So you just need to think about what are 3 topics that you might be interested in for your internal assessment. Like we just covered in the slides, you can do anything you want. It doesn't have to be related to class, but if you do want to choose a topic related to class, it could help reinforce some of your knowledge there. So fill in what the topic is here and then what you already know about that topic in general. Next, you're going to do a little bit of broad research. This means you can kind of do any research you want. You could watch some YouTube videos. I love the crash course videos. They're excellent if you want to get some broad information about a topic. You could also look for some books about the topic, see what information is out there, or even you could go to JSTOR, which has a bunch of excellent articles, and you could try to find some information there. So you need to write down what research you conducted and then explain here on the other side why this topic is interesting to you and why you think it would be good to do more research on. So that's your job for Friday. On Tuesday, we're going to move on to getting organized. So here you're going to be writing a research question. So go follow this link to that website that I shared with you earlier in the slides. And this is specifically their section on developing a research question. This is one of the most important parts of the research process. And a really good research question will help guide the rest of your research and make sure that you have a really strong IA. If you don't spend the time on this, you'll regret it later. So please don't rush this part. Really spend a lot of time thinking about your research question and trying to come up with something. This is the main thing that we're going to be talking about in our one-on-one meeting later this week. Next is to identify some possible sources. So try to find at least 3 non-web sources. So this could be books about the topic that you might read. You might not need to read the whole book, but you might read parts of it. You could try to look for some primary sources. If you follow this link, it'll take you to the ASA's library website, which also has links to the primary source databases that we have access to. Next, identify any terminology. So maybe you're going to be doing an essay about nationalism. Nationalism is going to be an important term for you to define and really understand, and you're going to need to understand the history of nationalism and where that comes from in order to write a good IA that is related to that. So put down any terms here that you think are going to be significant and that you might need to investigate more. Finally, your last job is to schedule a meeting with me. So this needs to be done before Thursday, May 28th, so that you can complete the rest of this assignment by that time. So send me an email with a couple available times and we'll set up those meetings. Finally, on Thursday, you're going to be doing your research organizer. The first thing to do is come up with some sub-research questions. These are questions that will help you answer your main research question. So they could be parts of the research question that you need to investigate further, or maybe areas of history that you're going to need to learn a little bit more about in order to do well on your IA. Finally, we have kind of a calendar that I built for you here that can help you organize when you're going to do your research. This IA, we've designed it so that you can do most of the research and writing over the summer. You'll have a little bit of time for working on it when we come back next year, but most of that time will be spent doing revision rather than you shouldn't be doing any research and very little writing at that point. So I have the final dates here for you, but you should add some things in over the summer when you plan to finish each section. All right, if you have any questions, please let me know, and good luck.